Marshall and Paul.
Yes, thank you, Maria. Welcome back to the booth here at Pro Tour Marvel Superheroes. Marshall Sutcliffe with Paul Cheon as we enter into the last stages of the tournament here, Paul. We've got our second semifinal match between Timo Bertram and Yuuki Ichikawa. Take a look at Timo as he strolls into the feature match area. He has been really impressive here this weekend with relatively less experience than some of the opponents that he's played, yet it has not stopped him. He just keeps on winning. On the other side of the table is Yuuki Ichikawa, much more experienced at the high levels here, and a really interesting matchup. As we join, we're going to be popping into game number 4, where we find Yuuki Ichikawa up 2-1. Yuuki's deck looked more consistent than Timo's with a really, really good curve that he's got there. But, you know, Timo's in the coveted color pair of blue-white. He's splashing a little bit of red, but most of his deck is just blue-white. It's pretty dang good, too.
Yeah, it's got some really good top-end stuff, but Yuuki just kind of punishing people looking to play multiple colors, slow things down with land cycling, and that's where you can, you know, curve out, play a Hulk Gamma Goliath, play a Hulk Smash, and just kind of get your opponents dead before they can get to their expensive cards. Yuuki currently up 2-1 here with fairly solid-looking red-green aggressive deck here. The Gorillas going to be very, very good against the supervillain lockups that Timo has as his interactive spell of choice. The Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. hopefully can muck up the ground here for Timo. Yeah, lots of 4-drops here, but nothing great here to kind of attack through the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. There's a Repulsor Blast, but he's one turn away from casting that, so might just have to run out either the Gorilla or Knight of Wundagore, and choosing to go with Knight of Wundagore. Would really love to find a way to put a +1/+1 counter on a permanent.
One kind of interesting addition that you'll see in the hand there for Yuuki is a card out of his sideboard, or that he put back into his deck this time around, which is Team Tactics.
Yeah, a card that you don't necessarily see played that often, but in the right shell with, I mean, it's at its best in a red-green deck because you get the double strike and trample, and the green decks are is the color that gives you access to the largest creatures. So if you can kind of combo this with Hulk Gamma Goliath, you can try to kind of kill your opponents out of nowhere.
You can steal a win. Aim Scientist here for Timo. He is resolving his Connive.
Yeah, and for Yuuki, this is a really big draw step here. I believe he was on just the 3 lands, has a bunch of 4-drops, needs to find one here to play one of them this turn.
Bold Biochemist goes into the graveyard here for Timo, really showing the difference between this matchup and the one we saw earlier with him against Ken Yukihiro, where Bold Biochemist was one of his most important cards. Now he'd prefer just to have an extra counter on the Aim Scientist here to make sure he doesn't get ran over by the green monsters from Yuuki.
So Yuuki going for
the Vision.
Highest upside play here in the Vision. However, Timo does have multiple ways to deal with the Vision there. We saw the Trickster Stratagem, but also Murdoch's Crusade in hand. Trickster Stratagem would, of course, be the far more mana-efficient line here if you don't have another thing to do.
It is, however, not a permanent answer to the Vision. It would come back in a few turns and still be a problem.
Absolutely.
Still, that's a long way off. Does Timo fancy himself the aggressor here?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Yuuki, he's got the 4/4 in play already, so he's kind of already winning the race on that front. So I suppose if you think, if Yuuki tries to attack with the Knight of Wundagore, you can Murdoch's Crusade, kill the Vision, attack with both creatures, and then still use up a supervillain lockup on one of those creatures if you want. Yes. Alternatively, you can just attack with Aim Scientist, get in for 1 less damage, and have a 2/4 in play that can just brick wall both of the Knight of Wundagores.
Yeah, still an attack for 5 there.
Right.
Down to 12 goes Ichikawa.
And now probably just going to be running out the She-Hulk.
Ruinous Wrecking Crew there for Ichikawa.
Yeah, so that is a 4-mana 4/4, and Yuuki Ichikawa can choose the mode of both players sacrificing a creature, would lose his 2/1, but Timo would lose a bigger creature in the process.
Yeah, and an important one either way. Clearly, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. would be the first pick there for Timo, but that's a valuable trade there for Ichikawa, and he would get to put in pretty big Ruinous Wrecking Crew, although I guess he doesn't have a land for the turn, so
Yeah, and
the
the
4/4.
and the problem with Repulsor Blast is it's kind of risky because Timo does have Take Up the Shield in his deck, and he does have 3 mana up. So if you just go for it, it might put you in a bit of a difficult spot. So it might be best just to put a creature in play that can kill one of these large 4 toughness creatures.
Yeah, and this actually works out well for stabilization for Yuki.
Gets counters too, right? Which bumps up the Knight of Wundagors.
Exactly. So he gets both of those going, and assume that the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. goes away.
So I imagine a Rummage here, and each player sacrificing a creature.
And remember, the AIM scientists only attacked for 5 last turn because of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It
Right.
would be equal in power to the Ruinous Wrecking Crew. So even with just the 4 lands, this is a great start, or a great start to stabilizing here from Yuki.
Yeah, and the Wrecking Crew is an awkward card to Trickster Stratagem, right?
It is.
Because you just play it back and it might just be larger.
It could just be even better.
Right.
So this is the Rummage. And did Yuki find a land? It does feel like he kind of wants to just hit his land drops.
Absolutely. Gets in for 3 here.
He did not, though.
Did not. There's a undercover scroll with 2 creatures in the graveyard, so can play it next turn as a 3/3. Timo ahead on the race here. And Timo does have that supervillain lockup, but choosing just to take the 3 damage here. Perhaps hoping that Yuki attacks with the Wrecking Crew, use it there instead. Although that leaves you... And even if you kill the supervillain lockup with something like a She-Hulk, you wouldn't be able to pay the X, so it would only just come back in as a 2/2.
Oh, that's only when you cast it.
Right.
U.S. Agent John Walker.
Yeah, I suppose you can move the shield over. Just
that
get
does
into big
unlock an
racing
attack.
situation. Yeah. 5 damage coming in. Yuki down to 7.
Timo has been using Sturdy Shield like nobody I've ever seen before. That thing is all over the place for him today.
Ooh, but Bullseye is also a pretty interesting option here because now you can play that and get U.S. Agent John Walker off the battlefield, get in for a big attack, and keep in mind, he's got the tactics in hand, right? All you need to do is kind of get Timo low enough where you can get that double strike effect going on an unblocked creature and perhaps steal a game.
So awkward, though, for Yuki, just missing a few land drops here.
Right.
Even with the ability to cast a 4-drop or...
Yeah, I mean, at 7 life, if you just get the Bullseye down, you get a very clean attack here for 7, get your opponent down to 10, and it's not like the AIM Scientist is lethal, right? It just would attack for 5. You could even chump if you really feel like you're in danger. And here you can discard probably an Undercover Scroll or a She-Hulk.
Yeah, probably a scroll, I guess.
I think you're going to definitely keep that team tactics because you're going to be very close to finishing off Timo here.
Yeah, and the scroll is a 3/3, or would be a 3/3, so maybe you just keep that in your hand.
Okay, and just...
It's going to be the blast, actually.
Yeah, because you can double spell next turn with scroll and tactics if needed, and this takes Timo down to 10.
And Bullseye Death Dealer, really nice here, because when you are stuck on mana, that allows you to use one of those cards in hand and kind of turn it into a spell.
Yeah, I mean, keep in mind, if Yuki draws land number 5, if the Ruinous Wrecking Crew is unblocked, you go Team Tactics, hit you for 8, and then you can just discard a card to deal 2 damage anywhere.
That's right.
It's not just creature, I believe.
And also, I mean, look at Yuki's board.
Yeah. Now, Timo does have those interactive spells, right? He does have the Supervillain Lockup, which is in answer to the Ruinous Wrecking Crew, and also has Trickster Stratagem here, too. So if he casts Trickster Stratagem, that would be 6 damage coming through.
Wow.
Not lethal, right? 1 damage short.
Yeah, and that's the only scenario that you would feel comfortable ditching Supervillain Lockup.
Right.
Now, he could also just find a non-land spell off the top that isn't as important. But that is his insurance policy right now.
Right.
And he has enough mana to do both.
Yeah.
The Tricksters to set back and then have the backup plan and try to ride these attacks to victory. Aim Scientist is going to get in there.
Yuuki takes it here. And interesting that Timo didn't lead with the Trickster stratagem, as you can still cast it, right?
Well, now he kind of has to, right?
Right,
he just used Supervillain lockup proactively.
Proactively here, it's just, if you did, you might have wanted to just see what you draw off of it first, because it's the only other thing he can play out of his hand. Perhaps just bounce the Knight of Wundagore just to minimize the damage you take.
Yeah, also there's a sort of secret mode with Trickster Stratagem where, you're targeting a card that's kind of not that good and not something you really want to top deck. It
Might
just
just
can
kill
turn
it.
into a removal spell.
Yeah. I think he is considering probably team tactics. Remember, we are heading into game number 4. We don't really know how some of the games ended.
That's
Yuuki
right.
could have stolen a game with that team tactics. Okay, and just passes and goes up to 11. So has that Trickster Stratagem, can't cast it here. With team tactics, that would be 6 damage from Knight of Wundagore and 2 from the Bullseye, so not quite enough there.
Yuuki misses lands again.
Misses lands again, but you can perhaps set up a... Can you go with a defensive team tactics maybe?
Oh.
Where you kind of potentially offer a trade? Nope. All right, so if Timo can find another removal spell here, this would be the game
but
here.
But it has to be proactive. It
Murdoch's
can't
Crusade.
be, yes, exactly.
Or I suppose Thor would also get it done here.
Yes, it just cannot be Supervillain lockup.
Right.
I mean, that would be pretty fortunate to fire off 2 removal spells this turn. Although, let's not forget the Trickster Stratagem will also get him 1 card deeper.
The thing is, worst case scenario, you can Trickster Stratagem the Bullseye, right? Because you still have a draw for Murdoch's Crusade, and the She-Hulk has to chump block this turn as well.
Ooh. He found Shield Deployment Drone and has the mana to cast that
as well.
Plus, yeah.
See, but if you do it this way, you don't have the outstep just winning on the spot, right? With Murdoch's Crusade?
No, because now you don't have a target for it.
But going for the She-Hulk here.
Maybe just, and Yuuki actually put it on bottom of library too.
Yeah.
I guess Timo feels that he's in a good enough position that he doesn't need to do that.
Okay. Yeah. And
so this forces the chump block, and then he's going to play a lethal
drone.
flyer. And this looks really rough for Yuuki Ichikawa. Timo Bertram just slowly but surely building up his advantage.
I don't think this is going to be enough here.
He did finally find the mountain, but it's just too late.
Too late, and Yuuki had 2 life with the flyer. I mean, you just have no way to actually deal with the shield deployment drone. I suppose you can get Timo to block with the deployment drone so you don't die.
That would be
and then play more creatures on the ground to stay alive.
Yeah, it just seems like Timo.
He's thinking, all right.
He's thinking, how in the world would I actually die here? Team tactics is part of the equation, but it's not lethal.
Giant growth, maybe, right? Giant growth, or team tactics plus lightning strike. There are combinations of cards. I don't know if Yuuki is actually even playing any of those cards that I mentioned.
No lightning strike, and that is going to do it. So Timo's going to even things up and force a Game 5 decider. Is it going to be Yuuki Ichikawa or Timo Bertram who finds themselves in the finals
is
against Lorenzo Gruppi?
Is Timo just going to play grindy Game 5s every single step of the way here?
It does seem like his style, you know?
Yeah.
We saw that even in earlier drafts, before the top 8 here. It's just kind of how he vibes.
And Yuuki with Timo with a mulligan here, and Yuuki with an excellent draw here. No cheap thing to play, but he's got some powerful top end there in the Vision and Khazar of the Savage Land in hand. Probably just taking... Oh, wants the bow. Okay.
Wow.
Interesting.
Just he wants cheap things, I guess.
Yeah. I guess you already have a 5-drop locked up there in the Khazar. And Timo running out Brave Brawler here for some offense. Can Yuuki find a relevant play here? Yep.
Absolutely. Hercules.
Yeah, Hercules. Just blocks the Brave Brawler here.
Yeah, just a nice 3-drop to play.
Yeah, that was a pretty important find here for Yuuki, just so he doesn't get run over.
Oh,
Okay.
cancel that order. There's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so the attack actually is live.
And Yuuki choosing not to block because
He
he does
could
have
trade.
he does have go nuts, I believe, and
I
that
see.
would be a nice clean way to deal with the Agents of Shield while also pumping up your Hercules.
So he wants to leverage that.
But if you have land number 4, you might want to just slam the Vision.
It is really tempting to get that card on the battlefield,
Yeah.
especially like you said, if you have go nuts or things like that in hand, then
Right.
you want to play those after you get the Vision down because they're just going to start replacing themselves at worst.
Yeah. Let's see what Yuki is working with here. Oh, Ant-Man's army as well. So doesn't have land number 4, so might just move the artifact over here. And then I guess has Hulk Smash as an option too, and that actually lets you attack too if you want, although it's a little tricky to try and outrace the Brave Brawler. Hulk Smash is a little more mana efficient here.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's just going to go for it now.
This lets you attack for 5 damage here. That would get Timo down to 19. Then, of course, Timo can attack back here with the Brave Brawler, but choosing not to attack. Playing the longer game here with the Vision, Ant-Man's army, and Kazar.
Yeah, Yuki likes what he sees in his hand and figures if this game goes long, I like my chances.
Yeah, and then I suppose attacking also exposes you to one of the 2 copies of Supervillain Lockup in Timo's deck.
Those have been a big part of the equation.
Yeah, and as it stands here, Timo doesn't have an answer to the Vision. So if Yuki can just find land number 4, run that out, and then play a Go Nuts.
I mean, this has to
Draw
be
some
the
cards.
best case for Yuki.
Yeah,
It's
just-
Ultron drone on 3. That doesn't do hardly anything here. He needs
Don't think
that
it's a land.
though.
Don't think it's a land.
Body language says no,
Right.
and it's a Knights of
Yeah.
Wundagore.
Yeah.
But he
Ant-Man's
is going
army
to
is
set up
good.
for the next turn. He can make a treasure here.
Right, absolutely. And now you can, if you still draw a land, it's still great, right? Because you can still play Vision and then cast Go Nuts and still draw your card.
The question is, can Timo find an answer? There's Supervillain Lockup, kind of.
Yeah.
But Yuuki Ichikawa seems very keen to not walk into that card.
Right.
And if he just leaves the Vision sitting there.
And the Vision has Vigilance, right?
And that too.
So you just, if you cast a Teamwork effect, you just tap your Ant-Man's army, right?
Yeah.
That's the one that you're okay losing.
There's Captain Marvel Spaceborne there for Timo. So he finally finds a more powerful play. But much more important here is that he doesn't have a clean answer for Vision.
Yeah,
The Vision.
He used Hulk Smash earlier, did find a land here. So you do have the Vision to go with the Go Nuts here, but you would be losing one of your creatures if you just go for the fight effect here. Because even if you put a counter on Hercules, it would be a 5/4 off the Go Nuts.
So maybe you're okay trading off your Ant-Man's army. You
Perhaps.
get the card back. You get Captain Marvel out of the
Yeah,
sky.
and you still have Vision in play.
But you also burn the +1/+1 counter,
Right.
which you'd like to have on the Vision, for example. Okay,
thing-
let's start off with the Vision.
Yeah, because the thing is you can wait a turn, move the bow over, turn the Vision into a 3/5. Then if you put a counter on the Vision, it would be a 4/6, which would then cleanly kill the Captain Marvel.
Yeah, and you're also at 19.
Right?
Like,
Nope, going for it now. He's like, look, the thing is you could just have Murdoch's Crusade.
right.
So
and
it's
then
like,
you
I just
never
want
get
my
any of
card.
this. Totally.
Right? I just want my card, and let's just get your flyer off the battlefield here.
And is he going to do it on Ant-Man's army and just sacrifice it effectively?
Yeah, a lot of good targets. He could.
Oh,
Okay,
he's
okay,
just going to kill a smaller creature.
Sure. That way you just keep your value.
Well, and it also makes sense because remember, the Hercules has reach right now,
Right, so it would trade with Captain Marvel
Right.
if he were to attack.
right? So maybe that's just okay too.
Yeah.
Is there an answer for the Vision? That's the real
There you go.
question here for Bertram because the Vision's a type of card that can 100% run away with the game if left unchecked.
Absolutely. Has 2 copies of Murdoch's Crusade, needs to really
Super
find it.
suit.
Hey, well, that is a decent trick. I guess if you attack with the Captain Marvel and Timo chooses to only block with Hercules, right? That would save the Captain Marvel, as Hercules is currently a 5/4 with reach.
Yeah, you still like the long game here for Ichikawa with
Absolutely.
Kazar of the Savage Land. Again, though, remember, Yuki's on 4. Like,
Yeah.
that treasure was what enabled the Vision plus Go Nuts last turn. So these lands have not been flowing for Yuuki, but you feel like he's just about ready to break through.
Right.
And right now, Bertram,
Yeah.
he's got some stuff, but
All right, now Bertram is attacking here, and now Yuki's thinking, should I just block? And the super suit's going to do work here.
yeah, that's really nice.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know how that looks for the long term still for Bertram, but that is a nice exchange for him.
I mean that is what are we looking at here? A 5/6 creature?
Yes.
Yeah. So can't really block it that well, even if you move the bow over. So let's see what Yuki can find.
Undercover Scroll, man,
It
his
has to be
library
online.
has just I guess so, but
It is a 3/3. It does give you that mana on the following turn.
so I guess he's just going to double spell here.
No.
No, I'm wrong. He's just going to play Undercover Scroll.
Well, I suppose you could double block, right?
Yes,
Yeah, because this is 6 damage. 6 damage. So I suppose you could just double block.
but you lose.
You lose the vision, but you don't lose. Do you lose both of the creatures? I don't think so. You only would
No.
lose one of the creatures.
Only
And
one.
right now, Yuki doesn't have a spell in hand. And,
Yeah.
I mean, you're still facing off a 5/6 flyer with vigilance.
True.
Like
No,
that
that's
is a
true.
huge creature.
This is a hold your breath moment
Right.
for Yuki.
He's like, well, I got
Because
you to
he
use the
knows he's going to double. He wants
Right.
to double block, but any combat trick, removal, or interaction
Yeah.
might lose him the game.
Absolutely, right? Helicarrier strike or take up the shield, of course, here.
Yeah, Yuki is faced with a
Is Timo
really
back?
untenable
Oh, he does
decision,
it!
and he holds his breath and goes for the double block, and it's actually going to work.
And he's going to be so happy here.
Look
that-
how nervous he is.
Yeah, he's like, please don't have anything. You're gonna see a little sigh of relief.
Oh, he's so there. It is.
There it was.
Visual sigh of relief on camera, and it was in fact the vision
Right.
that gets put away. But Timo has nothing left outside of Brave Brawler.
And now Yuki has land number 5 here. Doesn't even need to play the mountain. He's at a pretty healthy life total. Probably just play the Khazar, and if there's a land on top, can play it here.
Wow, this is looking really good for Yuuki Ichikawa at this point.
No land, it looks like.
Well, that's the first time that's ever missed.
Right.
He's thinking about playing the mountain from his hand, but
Yeah,
he should.
certainly will, most likely.
Oh, he's looking probably at the Knight of Wundagore in hand. Because if he plays it, the cat gets a token, then he could get another one on that.
Yeah.
I think you just
No,
play it.
you just play. You don't want to miss these land drops.
No. Land drop's more important than an extra counter. But
Right.
that will be a nice little combo.
No, for sure.
I mean, it won't matter if Timo keeps drawing lands.
And now I wonder if Yuki's thinking, can I attack now? Right? Can I attack with
Oh.
Ant-Man's army for 5 damage and then offer
Yeah.
the trade with my cat token if you want to do something with the Brave Brawler? Because you can move the equipment over as well to give it enough power to attack, to block through the super suit.
Even with
It would be
power up plus super suit?
No, I guess you wouldn't, right? Because it would be
Right.
It would be a 5/5,
Yes.
right? And then the cat, so you're just taking the damage, I suppose.
I guess Yuki just says, well, I'm at 19.
Yeah.
Although the lifelink kind of negates that. Oh, and there's a take of
One
the shield.
turn
One
too
turn
late.
too late.
Oh God, how insane would that have been on the previous turn here?
Oh,
for
you would have
Timo?
seen a different reaction from Yuuki Ichikawa.
Right.
Like his head might have hit the table on
Yeah.
that one.
And Timo, I mean, I think his only place to attack here, and I think Yuki's just going to take it. He's at 19, take 5. But Yuki, if you can rattle off a few lands here off the Khazar, just going to continue pulling ahead on resources.
Takes a look.
All right, just drawing spells.
Team
Ooh,
tactics.
Team tactics, okay. Certainly a reason to attack on that previous turn.
Okay, here's Knight of
Okay.
Wundagore. And there was a land on top.
Okay.
Trigger plus an extra.
Right. Okay, see what's on top. Use that extra information here. Yeah, and things looking really, really nice here for Yuki. He can also just play Loki and power it up this turn if he likes, right? Just kind of utilize your mana. I don't think there's going to be a need to cast Team Tactics this turn.
I mean, just having Khazar on the battlefield means that
Right.
Yuki's in a good position. Unfortunately for Timo, he's just got Take Up the Shield and Supervillain Lockup. These are two cards that are going to have a meaningful impact this game.
Yeah, Yuki doing some math here. Of course, has to be mindful of supervillain lockup.
Whoa.
King Wait, is Timo not using? No, that's the 1 damage from the bow.
1 damage from bow. That means that
Yeah, but I imagine
Khazar is going to get
yeah,
hit here, right?
he's certainly going to go after the Khazar here. At least that would be my guess. I wonder if you make this attack if She-Hulk is on top, right?
Oh, because he played a land and then actually knows what's left. So
Right.
if you're like, I don't care, yeah, Gorilla or a She-Hulk.
Actually, it doesn't kill the Khazar. Actually, it wants to keep things in check because of the Knight of Wundagore.
And maybe also anticipating exactly what we were just thinking, where if,
Like a
if Yuki's
disenchant
planning
effect.
on getting it back
Right.
anyway, now it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's also a little less damage. So
This is still just a whole lot of damage coming in, but Timo does have a giant lifelinker here as well. Can he find something here?
see Loki.
Does he have Thor mana? He does,
He does.
but doesn't have anything to actually cast here. Found a Murdoch's
Crusade.
nothing.
No
there are
targets.
no targets somehow. Playing against a
How
red-green
does
deck with
red
all
green
that.
have no targets.
I suppose there was a target in the cat.
Yeah. Timo deciding if he has got an attack here.
I don't think so anymore. I think you just need to keep that Brave Brawler back on defense.
Oh, big sigh from Bertram. This does not feel good to him.
If you keep this back, I mean Yuki just basically can't attack.
And take up the shield means that even some damage-based way to get it out of the way won't work. I am really curious to see what was on top of the library there
Right.
for Ichikawa. He still has team tactics. Wow, another forest too.
Land here.
But that will not trigger the Knights of Wundagore this time.
Right, but just extra value.
It was Hulk Gamma Goliath.
Wow, and that is a target for the Murdoch's Crusade.
It is, and he
Right.
needs it too because Team Tactics is sitting there, and you said that's a way you can steal a match.
Right. I imagine we are going to power this up here and turn it into a 11-10 Trampler.
With reach.
Oh, right, of course. With reach. Hey.
Hulk can jump.
Right. And that does put a counter up on the Knight of Wundagore here as well. So Timo at least has the answer for the Hulk. But again, as the game just goes on, those extra lands from the Khazar just continues to add up.
Burrow backup here for Bertram. That does mean he gets to beef up his board state a bit.
Right. It could put you in a position where you can actually attack potentially. Right. You can kill the Hulk, attack. If Yuki makes a double block of some kind, you also have take up the shield on top of that.
And if not, you're getting in for a nice hit, 5 damage. So first things first, though, Murdoch's Crusade.
Yeah, I will kill your 11-10 with my 2 mana.
That had to happen.
Now 5/5 lifelinker here, potentially coming in. Because even without a combat trick, I think Yuki would have to lose 2 creatures to deal with the Brave Brawler, given his creatures don't really have a lot of toughness. He's got a 3 toughness creature there in the Knight of Wundagore, and then everything else has at most 2 toughness.
Timo really trying to see if I do attack and you don't block, what am I looking at on the crackback? But
with the Burrow backup,
I feel it feels all right.
Yeah. And Yuki might feel like the coast is clear to just take it and then just attack back. A little bit of a tricky spot here. Now, at the same time, we also have to keep in mind, if Timo plays the Burrow backup, he would be tapped out.
Yeah.
And there is a team tactics. Can that change things on the following turn? Remember, you can also copy it with Loki.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
You can.
So if you have a couple of 4-power creatures, you can fork that spell and give double strike to 2 things. So that would be 16 damage coming through.
He took it.
Yeah. Now Knight of Wundagore has trample too, so you don't even have to teamwork that one. But Timo is at 18 because he just gained a ton of life here off the Brave Brawler.
Yuki draws forest for the turn. Looks at the top of the library.
Yeah, this is the worst case scenario when you play a land off. When you play a land off of Khazar and then there's another land on top and you know you're going to draw it.
I mean, you just have to be grateful that you're that much further into your library.
That's right.
Yes. As you can see, Yuki wears his emotions on his sleeve here.
Right. Now we can also power up the Loki here in case we have larger spells to copy here, but he's got a couple of Hulk Smashes. He's got the Teamwork Tactics, Go Nuts. All of those cards can be copied with the Loki. Another land there, and then yeah, of course he's got. And did he just pass?
I mean, maybe asking for life totals.
Yeah. And these 3/2 vigilance creatures are also really annoying.
They are. He's going to have to like trade for them probably.
Yeah, this might even potentially be a defensive team tactics where you give multiple things double strike, right, and just try to eat the 3/2s.
Yep.
While copying it with the Loki.
Looks like he's trying to line up any kind of attack that he can.
Right.
He also has the power up.
He just
on
can't
Loki
have
if he
enough here,
wants it.
right?
I mean, even with the one from the bow, 18 damage is a lot.
What is this?
He's just attacking with the knight.
And you can just block with the 3/2 and kind of force some kind of a trick here, right?
Yeah, I think so. And that seems like a
That's a good exchange for
reasonable
Timo,
exchange for Timo.
right? You take a decent amount of damage, but it's not lethal. Yeah, giving something double strike twice doesn't really do anything. And if you take this, it's just okay.
So he's just going to power up Loki to
To
get
get the
one
extra
additional counter. Well,
Well, yeah,
the
but
fact that Timo didn't block.
I mean, the big thing here though is just Timo's now down to 11, so he's kind of in
Yeah.
team tactics lethal range here.
Yeah,
potentially.
And I guess that extra counter is why Timo couldn't just block with one of the 3/2s.
Right.
It just ends up being a chump.
Yeah.
And if you block with both of them, then that's a whole different ball game.
But Timo can continue cracking away here with the Brave Brawler and keep gaining a bunch of life. 5 damage coming in. And Timo drew a mystery card, right? That we are not sure of. Yeah, tricky spot now, especially if he is mindful of the existence of team tactics in Yuki's hand. Yeah. Because of the amount of time Yuki also spent in kind of lining up that attack. But yeah, Timo getting very aggressive here. Now, the biggest creature in play is just a 3 toughness creature. So those 3/2s would trade with anything on Yuki's side of the battlefield here.
Yeah, it was the planes that he drew for the turn, so nothing doing. I assume that Timo thinks that he can rely on take up the shield here, either on some type of double block here or on one of his 3/2s.
Right. Yeah, Yuki wants to try his best to clean up the board, and this technically would get the job done here. But man, remember, because he knows that at least he didn't have take up the shield 2 turns ago or 3 turns ago, right?
Absolutely.
With that attack from the vision, but it certainly could have it now. And man, if you put that Loki in front of the Brave Brawler and you run into the take up the shield, that is problematic.
Is that the kind of thing that Yuki could come back from?
I mean, depends. I mean, if you can find a Hulk Gamma Goliath, right? Power that up again. It's just going to be gigantic.
And there it is.
There it
Take
is.
up the shield there from Timo Bertram. And it's going to be a lot of life total swinging in his direction.
Yeah, gaining 6 life here, going up to 17. And the creatures on the right all trading.
Yeah, Yuki says, sure, you got it.
Okay. So board clear here. And Yuki could use team tactics just to save one of his creatures, I suppose. Oh, but just doing this just to ping for 1 damage. You can just say I copy something and then not cast anything.
Right. Just good tight play there, but
Right.
it is back up to 16 for Timo.
Now, if Yuki can just find like a Hulk smash, you could just kill the Brave Brawler.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Right?
the thing, right?
Yeah.
Get that Brave Brawler off the battlefield, and all
then
of a sudden
Timo
you're
has nothing.
back in business.
Yeah, because that Knight of Wundagore has 5 power. Okay, and now Yuki is trying to get into a racing situation here. Getting in for 5 damage this turn with the bow.
But he's left the knight back to trade.
Right. Can move the bow,
Mr.
of course.
Hyde.
Okay, that's another card. Hey, that works. It's a nice way to just dig, right? Find more cards.
Absolutely. That's not even too bad here.
Yeah.
This is a big draw step here for Timo.
Right.
He needs some action, and he needs it quick.
Yeah, like a Murdoch's Crusade.
Oh, it's another planes off the top.
Ooh. Yeah, or Thor, Monica Rambeau.
He's got so many good draws, and he just draws lands.
Yeah, and now, I mean, given the Knight of Wundagore is currently a 6-power creature, you no longer have that take up the shield to protect the Brave Brawler. So you don't really want to trade with the Knight of Wundagore, right? But I guess if you do, then Yuuki can't draw cards by removing counters from the Knight of the Wundagore with that Mr. Hyde in play, right? And just choosing to put counters here. I mean, you do have that team tactics, right? You're getting very close now.
And there's Gorilla. What's the target?
Super Suit
only?
Yeah, Super Suit's the only thing here. Ooh, did he reveal that?
He might. You look at his face.
You saw nothing.
Yeah. And he's just going to continue to attack. Can he just go for it here?
Is he at 10 life right now? I mean, does Timo have to block here? This is a
Okay, he
6-5.
picked up his pen, but maybe he's still deciding.
Yeah, I feel like you kind of have to block,
Yeah,
and then
he does.
Yuuki can decide. Okay,
And there you go,
So
team tactics
right?
to run it over.
and you don't gain any life. This is double strike here.
Exactly, and he's going to get through for a good chunk of damage still, though, right?
I don't think you need it to teamwork it, by the way, because it already has trample.
Oh, it already has trample.
7. 7.
Unless the teamwork part is the double strike.
And then he blew
Yeah.
up the super suit beforehand,
to
right?
Right. Yeah.
So that's
4
14
parts
total
of
coming across.
Trampling over here.
Wait, for 10,
First damage step.
right?
No, it's it's a 7-power creature right now.
So that's 14
and that's
total?
4 toughness.
7.
Yeah. Is that lethal?
That's game then.
7 damage.
Yeah.
And that's going to do it. Yuuki Ichikawa picks up game number 5 and eliminates Timo Bertram after his epic run here in Amsterdam. He gave Yuuki Ichikawa about all he could handle there. Look at him. He's still trying to shake it off.
You got another
can
match,
see
buddy.
How stressful that is. Yeah, take
Right.
a deep breath because there's more magic here. Lorenzo awaits in the final.
I should double block Arijan. That's supposedly right wing. +1, +2 degree. Attack. Oh, main. Yeah. Like I think. I take risk.
Yeah.
I should double block. Yeah.
This is a classic thing too,
Right.
Paul. This is what great players do. Is he just made the finals of the Pro Tour, and does he look to the skies and say, "Yes, I did it"? No, he says, "I think I should have double blocked like 3 turns ago."
I mean, this is how you become a top-level pro. And, of course, Yuuki Ichikawa has been playing on the Pro Tour, playing competitively for more than 10 years, 15 years even. And, the way you improve is just kind of self-reflection after every single match. What could you have done differently? What better way than to also speak with your opponent on the different lines and how he should have approached that? He said he played it a little bit risky. Perhaps he should have gone for the double block earlier. But, of course, still managed to win that one. The card advantage from the Khazar, and Timo unable to find some additional answers there at the end.
That's right. Wow, what another incredible 5-game match. We've got the finals coming up next. It's Yuuki Ichikawa versus Lorenzo Gruppi. Don't go anywhere.